In episode 3 of Phase 2, the team faced off against Babylon, relentless leader of the Red Chrome Legion booster gang. A neo-fascist hate group of young people united around various hate group ideologies, dressed up in cosplay uniforms and playing soldier, the Red Chromers spend most of their time attacking vulnerable populations to enforce their ignorant views of what is and isn't right. When they came rolling up to the Mendrone residence, they weren't just looking to terrorize people for kicks. They were on the hunt for something. Natalie got Monarch's parents safely out of the building. Jim took up a defensive position on top of the roof. Jerax calculated the odds and made a plan. Monarch went looking for the thing, which in this case was a pre-war rocket launcher with 3 shells remaining hidden under the sofa, in store for an emergency just such as this. It makes a hell of a statement when you walk out into the street casually with a rocket launcher slung over your shoulder, but even the goddamn Monarch took pause when he met the steely eyes of Babylon, the cruel leader of the Red Chrome Legion. She had a flamethrower in one hand, a mono katana in the other, and a sneer on her face. It was Jerax who turned the tables. Even though in the back of his brain, the part of him that remained of his personality was screaming in panic, the cybernetic side took over, and he just stared her down, calculating her odds of success and survival, and they were dwindling every moment that she stayed there. Babylon demanded all of Oro's belongings. Jim and company demanded that Babylon and the Red Chromers piss off. The Red Chrome Legion was not happy about backing down. They're all about the appearance of strength, and if Babylon gave a sign of weakness in front of her troops, that was a death sentence. Nevertheless, she looked at the odds and decided to pull back, threatening violence another day. That's when Jim Fingers decided to send them a parting gift, a long shot aimed straight at Babylon's skull. He figured, best case, take out the leader of the Red Chrome Legion. Worst case, just encourage them to flee even faster. Unfortunately, this was an insult that the already vulnerable Babylon could not afford. With a snarl, the Red Chromers whirled around on their motorcycles, intent on exacting some violence before withdrawing. Things got messy after that. Rocket launcher messy. Flamethrower messy. Natalie Smith clotheslining 2 guys on a motorcycle messy. Our heroes were ready for the fight, and they sent the booster gangers reeling, leaving craters in the streets and bloodstains on the walls. Babylon got into the thick of it and decided to get the hell out. That's when Jerax dive tackled her from on top of a container, determined not to let her escape. But even though the rest of the Chromers were in disarray, Babylon was cut from a different cloth. Jerax found himself face to face with a violent neo-fascist armed with a high-tech katana and the knowledge to use it. Even though his cyber arms made him physically stronger, she stabbed him with the mono katana in the struggle, leaving him bleeding and near death. The team converged on the site of the struggle, trying to free their medtech turned netrunner, but at this close range, Babylon was in her element. She dropped a flashbang that left most of the team reeling. Everyone except Jim got caught in it. They could barely fight, they could barely run. Then she let rip with her flamethrower, lighting Jerax and Natalie's car on fire. Jerax was in critical condition, life and death stuff, and as Monarch closed the distance, demanding that Babylon surrender, Monarch realized 2 things. 1, Babylon wasn't going to surrender. She would rather die than look weak in front of her troops, and definitely not get captured. And 2, she had a hand grenade that was going to make that a reality. Jim tried to take her out with a shot from above. Natalie frantically bashed at her with a fire extinguisher. Monarch staggered from the flashbang while unloading his shotgun at point-blank range, round after round. Jerax had to make a choice. He'd taken the monokatana from her in the fight, but he didn't really know how to use it. With the right 2 slashes, he could drop Babylon and end this whole thing. But if he failed, she had that hand grenade. He could also try to snatch the hand grenade from her using his superior strength and cyber arms, but if he succeeded, he'd be right in range for her to kill him on her next shot. He had to decide, risk it all or risk himself for the party. Jerax decided to go big or go home. He very nearly went home. He failed with both of his attacks. Babylon pulled the pin on the hand grenade. Shrapnel burst in every direction. Jerax went down hard, his armor jack still engulfed in flames. Everything was going to hell. But one thing was certain. Whether Jerax lived or died, Babylon was not getting out of there alive. She'd rather die than be captured. One last gunshot granted her wish. They got to Jerax just in time, putting out the flames and staunching the bleeding as his eyes fluttered and he faded from consciousness. The team survived. Barely. Now it's time to find some answers.